While choosing classes for your next year at Marina High School, you've probably seen AP Computer Science as an option. But why is it so important to take this elective course? Well, we live in the 21st century. We live in a world encompassed by technology, and this will only continue to grow as we move along into the future. Behind a considerable percentage of this technology is the science of computer programming. As the world evolves, more and more roles in society are being replaced by computer programs. Once thought of as jobs only capable of being fulfilled by humans with specialized skills and decades of education can now be performed by codes written by programmers. And the remaining jobs not fulfilled still incorporate a considerable amount of computer programming in one way or another. So, stay tuned to get some more information and see whether or not the AP Computer Science course is a right fit for you.
AP Computer Science is a college-level course that emphasizes problem solving and the fundamentals of computing. In the course, you get to learn how to program using Java, so you'll learn about various subjects that are all part of the Java programming language. These include the basics of objects and classes, variables, methods, different types of loops, arrays and array lists, interfaces, recursion, and a lot more. I know for those who have no prior knowledge of coding will think I'm speaking a foreign language, but once you start taking the class, you will know what I'm talking about. Also, don't worry about having no coding experience because the class will start out very slow, making sure you know all the basic concepts. As long as you work hard, you will do well in the class.
Before we delve into the importance of computer science in the present and its role in the future, let's lay down the basics and give some history.
A programming language is a type of language that instructs the computer to perform specific tasks. Each programming language has a specific and unique style of notation. In the 1940s, programs were written in binary form. Unfortunately, this was not the most efficient, and the resulting programs were very complicated. Furthermore, a simple algorithm resulted in a lengthy code, calling the need for a mnemonic code to represent operations. In the 1950s, symbolic programming languages, which used symbolic notation that represented machine language commands, were developed. Because of this, programmers were able to develop meaningful names that represented different computer instructions. A program with these names was translated into machine code using an assembler, a program that converted the names into binary instructions that could be read by computers. Programming languages later evolved to make programming easier and more efficient. Most of these languages had compilers, which greatly improved speed and introduced abstract ideas so that programmers could use their time for problem solving instead of focusing on the low-level details of data representation. Later, programmers found a better, more logical way to creating programs. This resulted in the development of the object-oriented programs paradigm, which tried to abstract modules of a program into reusable objects and include programming languages that we are familiar with today, like Java and Python. Did you know that some of the very first modern computer programmers were women? Most likely not, because back in the day, women did not get the recognition or credit for their work and effort just because they worked in a male-dominated world.
You see, they're not naturally familiar with mechanical principles nor machines.
In reality, 6 women were involved in the development of the new fields of computer programming during World War II. In the beginning, the military had hired them to calculate ballistics trajectories by hand. Calculating these trajectories by hand was extremely tedious, so 2 male engineers designed a machine called the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer that calculated these much faster and more efficiently. Since these diagrams came with no instructions, they had to figure it out themselves without any programming languages, because none existed at the time, obviously. Since these women were the first modern coders, they helped establish the preliminary for future programmers and software engineers and played a huge role in teaching others how to program after the war. There are many real-world applications of computer science that we are familiar with, yet we don't notice. When you type in words on a search engine's webpage and the results come back to you, when your enemies in a video game seem to be smart and can learn from your actions, when you upload and download files on the web, all of this in one way or another involve tons of coding that we don't see happening in front of us. The most obvious is artificial intelligence, or AI. For example, if you currently own a smartphone and use it, you are interacting with AI. Some AI features are more obvious than others, such as the built-in smart assistants like Siri or Alexa. An example of something not so obvious is the portrait mode in the camera. The drones that you see flying above your heads and those fancy semi-automatic cars like Tesla that you see on the road are also based on AI.
Now let's get into the big role computer science will inevitably play in the future. Remember in the beginning when we said that even the most skilled jobs could be replaced by programs? The idea and application of AI could be expanded to take on larger and more challenging jobs, even ones that directly impact and make decisions on behalf of the entire population. Scientists are already starting to explore the idea of artificial intelligence as a governing body. As ridiculous as it sounds, governments all around the world, for example Japan, India, and the UK, are starting to realize the benefits of using AI to make public service more efficient and mindful of citizens. First and foremost, AI are not affected by the complex emotions, biases, and corruptions that their inherently flawed human counterparts are prone to. Secondly, RoboGov, as it is affectionately called, is superior when it comes to their data analytics and capacity in obtaining and holding information, allowing it to make more rational decisions. In fact, a program named LawGeeks already exists today that can sort through contracts, NDAs, and negotiations faster and more thoroughly than most lawyers. However, we are nowhere near the stage that robots can completely run the government yet, and we might never be. But it seems like even high-status jobs like government officials are starting to incorporate the help of computer science. And for you doctors out there who think you're safe, think again. There are already robots that are programmed to perform complex surgeries and do it pretty well. MIT conducted a study that says artificial intelligence could detect mammograms better than most radiologists, and a computer-programmed robot is already able to successfully perform a surgery on a pig with better sutures and lower chances of infection and breakage. This AI uses computer programming and data inputted to determine which cuts to make and what to extract. While we are still very far from a 100% or even 50% AI totally run surgeries, many hospitals are already starting to incorporate computer programmed robots to assist in their surgeries. Take, for example,
all systems ready.
No, you did not!
Oh, yes, I did. The Da Vinci SI HD surgical system.
the Da Vinci, a computer-programmed robot which allows surgeons to perform minimally invasive surgeries with improved outcomes. The Da Vinci is capable of performing a wide array of surgeries and has assisted in more than 6 million surgeries worldwide, all with computer programming and data input. Let's revisit the question, why should you take this elective course? There are many benefits to taking AP Computer Science. As we have just discussed, technology is taking over the world, so having computing skills, especially programming skills, can be very valuable to your future. An understanding of computer science can prepare you for current jobs and new careers that will arise as a result of ongoing changes in our world. By taking this class, you will have a head start in the game. No matter what your interest is, or what you plan on pursuing, computer science will prove to be interesting to learn and useful in your future endeavors. Furthermore, if you're looking to challenge yourself academically and prepare yourself for the rigors of college work, look no further. AP Computer Science will introduce you to a brand new subject that you most likely have never encountered before, allowing you to expand your knowledge. However, keep in mind this is a college course and you will be getting college credit for it, so it will not be a cakewalk. Hard work is mandatory for this class. All in all, if any of the information presented appealed to you, contact Mr. Bogart soon to get more information.